It is estimated that 1 in every 5 teenagers goes through depression at one point or the other. Being a teenager is very tough and difficult, and this tends to cause depression a lot amongst teenagers, despite the fact that depression is easily curable. These teenagers, they tend not to have or receive help during those periods of depression. In this video, I'll be giving you 5 signs you can notice in your children, in your teenager, to make you know if he or she is going through a period of teenage depression. The first sign that I'll be talking about is persistent negative mood. So if you notice that your daughter or your son is continuously crying, always crying, or always angry, on his birthday you buy him a bike, he's angry. On her birthday you buy her favorite doll, she's angry. You expect joy, but you are getting a negative mood every time, persistently. So instead of you getting angry, getting worked up, getting frustrated, or being irritated that your child is nonchalant or delinquent, instead of having all these feelings, let it be at the back of your mind that it's most likely that child is going through depression, and try to probe further and know why. The second sign you can notice in your child is problems at school. You notice that your child that has been very good, he has been a very good student, suddenly had a drop in grades, or less attendance to classes. This is a very clear sign that your child might be going through a depressive phase as a teenager. The third sign you might notice in your teenager that points to depression is violence. Your quiet teenage son, teenage daughter, who used to be easygoing, loved by everyone, suddenly becomes very aggressive, very violent. He starts beating his younger siblings, or even his older siblings. Or if he doesn't have siblings, let's say it's your only child, and you have a pet, it becomes more aggressive to the pet. He beats the dog, injures the cat. If you see this sign in your child, it's most likely your child is going through teenage depression. The fourth sign is smartphone addiction. I know every parent has, I don't know if it's all over the world, but in Nigeria, most of the time, parents tend to, whenever you tell them you are going through something, or let's say you have problem, maybe you are vomiting, for example, they'll say, oh, it's because you're always pressing your phone. Okay, that's by the way, just to lighten up the atmosphere. Okay, smartphone addiction could be a sign that your child is depressed. So I'm not talking about maybe your child having businesses done online. Maybe he's a YouTuber like I am and he's always on his phone editing videos. I'm not talking about that. Or maybe he's into forex and always on the smartphone, or always on his laptop. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about doing non-productive things for too long on the phone. He's not eating because he's on his phone. He's not having his bath just because of the smartphone. Then this could be a sign of depression. Trying to divert his or her attention from this pain, from this depressing thoughts and emotions. And the fifth sign you will notice in your teenager that points towards depression is running away from home or attempting to run away from home. Okay, there are many stories about children running away from home, or planning to, or they were caught as they were about leaving the house, trying to run away from home. And most of the time, these parents, tend to scold these children, become harsh, ground them, punish them. But what they fail to realize is this child might be going through depression and needs, care for that emotion, that depression he or she is feeling. So when next you see your child, you catch, your child gets caught by you trying to run away from home, or even if he succeeded or she succeeded running away from home, try to be more understanding, try to control that anger you might feel, and see it from the point of view that your child might be going through depression. That's all for today. Don't forget to stay psyched.